The question of the day to you, Jaime. How many shirts do you have? Last time I counted, it was 27. Hello, everyone. I'm a potato. Yeah, I guess you are. Jaime's Joker impression is enough to make any DC fanboy cry. You wanna know how I got these scars? That's right, it's that time of the week. I am Jaime Rivera. This is Pocketnow, and this is the Pocketnow Daily Recap for last week. On Monday, we began the comments with LG. We saw that the company launched its new fingerprint-capable display, and I asked you how important are fingerprint scanners whenever you buy a smartphone. We had 639 comments. I don't even lock my phone, too lazy. Yeah, I know a ton of people that are, and that's weird. Fingerprint scanner is something you really don't care about if you have not used it, but once you use it, it's hard to go back. That is precisely the case with fingerprint scanners and smartwatches. These are things you don't need. But once you start using them, it's extremely hard to go back. I totally agree with you. Fingerprint scanner is a given, Jaime. Would love to see face iris unlock detection become the norm. Great vid as always. Thanks a lot, buddy. And I would like to see that iris scanner and all. The problem is, just holding your phone, and the amount of time that it takes is just, it's really bad. It has to be like fingerprint scanners where it's just instant. On Tuesday, the topic was the iPhone 7. We saw some leaks that the headphone jack might make the cut, and I asked you how important is it for you. We had 620 comments. Yes, cause you won't listen to music while charging your phone. I do love this comment. I hate adapters. It's the main reason why I haven't bought the new MacBook. And hey, I would prefer to have a headphone jack. I do feel that we should make a move to headphone jacks that use higher quality audio, but I would rather Apple add a USB Type-C connector for there to be a standard, like the headphone jack, and not force us to buy Lightning headphones or USB Type-C headphones. That would be horrible. People would still buy the new iPhone even if it didn't come with a cellular antenna. I don't think people are that stupid. Dude, if Apple would take out the camera completely, they would still buy it. Apple fans are Apple fans, just paying for the brand. Dude, you have no idea how many flops Apple's had in its history. If that were true, the Apple TV would sell like hotcakes. If that were true, iPads would still sell like hotcakes. If that were true, the Apple Watch would sell insanely. It's not the case, man. On Wednesday, the topic was Time Magazine's recent rankings where they consider the iPhone to be the most influential gadget of all time. I asked you if you agreed, and we had 670 comments. The original iPhone, yes. Now, not at all. Apple's innovation died with Steve Jobs. It's funny, I actually don't agree with this. I feel that Steve Jobs did an amazing job at simplifying what a smartphone should do and doing it really well, but that didn't mean innovation. The iPhone remained stuck with a small display for the longest time, and it couldn't do a lot of things for the longest time. People have just forgotten about that. No, the Nokia 3310, that was the phone that revolutionized the way people see mobile devices. It democratized mobile phones. Without it, the iPhone would have never happened. Where is that successor to the Nokia 3310? There isn't, right? The iPhone first generation was the biggest hit on the tech world. This is coming from an Android user, Nexus 6P. A lot of people continue referencing the first generation iPhone, and you've forgotten a ton of things. Actually, that wasn't the iPhone. If anything, I would say that it was the iPhone 4. Why not the first iPhone? Well, because it was extremely clunky, it only had 2G, it didn't have third-party applications, it didn't multitask, it didn't even have cut, copy, and paste. It was a very rudimentary iPhone that was a great stepping point to what it is now. Why the iPhone 4? Wow, 720p video. It was the first smartphone camera that I consider to be great, which is pretty much the trend of smartphones lately. It's set the priorities for what smartphones do now. But that's my opinion. On Thursday, there was speculation over an HTC Vive spinoff, a new company. And I asked you, do you really think that VR is important enough to warrant a new company? We had 345 comments. I have the Vive, and once I put it on, I don't want to take it out anymore. That's how good it is. I also have a Gear VR, but it's nowhere nearly as good as the Vive. Yes, the Vive is a product in its own. I've tested the Oculus Rift, I have a Gear VR. The Vive is just completely different. I feel that there is a need for more content that takes advantage of what the Vive can do, but I do feel that it's a tremendous starting point up to the point where, yes, HTC should take it seriously. No, the Vive seems to be a success so far due to nearly every gaming YouTuber using it at some point and keeping the HTC in name and whatever it is you say there. Next. Yes, there's a lot of buzz with the Vive right now, but you know, it's like, for example, in our case, in this channel, we're not sponsored by anyone. HTC doesn't pay everyone, and even if HTC did, I don't think the company is doing well enough right now to pay so many YouTubers. The product is just really good. You know, it's one of those products where even when I reviewed it, I had a hard time figuring out how to do the review to be able to tell you about it, because it's really hard for us to look that excited and not look as if it were biased or anything. I do understand the purpose of the comment, but this is just one of those products that I would highly suggest you go give a try before you judge it. Do not judge this book by its cover. You said it will be there someday. If we want to get there someday, companies are going to have to start making bold moves like HTC. Yes, I do agree. There is a way to do things that are half-baked. I feel that smartphone VR is still a little half-baked because the smartphone wasn't really designed for it. It can do it. It's practical if you're traveling, for example. But if you really want reality to be virtual, or no, should I say, if you want virtual to feel real, you need to take the steps that the Vive did. True. And then finally, Friday, the topic was the Galaxy Note 6 Lite. There are rumors of a Snapdragon 820 processor variant, which is pretty much the Galaxy S7 on the Note, which is what we currently have with the Galaxy Note 5 and the Galaxy S6. And I asked you, if you had to choose, would you go for the Lite with the Snapdragon 820, or would you go for the Snapdragon 823 variant, which would be, or we assume would be, the Note 6? We had 574 comments. Note equals power, or that's what it should be. Yes, I do agree with you. Probably one of the reasons why I don't use the Note 5 is because you're using a Galaxy S6 pretty much. For me, no. It's like saying, let's buy a Bugatti Veyron, Chiron, or Lite version. How ridiculous is that? The Note series is meant to be a flagship class. Let's stick to it. You have to understand that that Note 6 Lite is apparently going to have flagship specifications, only it's pulling the Galaxy S7 specs, so that's not necessarily a bad thing. Want a Note 6 as powerful as it can be and as beautiful as it can be? That is my opinion. The Note has always stood up for being the classy phablet. The phone that's aspirational, the phone that the business guy is going to be carrying around and that's going to make you look good. It has a lot to do with the fact that also it's a powerhouse, non-compromise. If the Snapdragon 823 is the processor that's out, I want that to be on the next Note. I want that next Note to not be overshadowed by the future Galaxy S. That's my opinion. And now there's a helicopter passing by. This is the recap with the most interruptions in history. Every gaming YouTuber using it at some point, and keeping the HTC in name will... That's it for the Pocketnow Daily Recap. Thank you very much for watching. A couple of tips if you want your comments to be featured. Number 1, keep them short. Number 2, stick to the point. Number 3, try to get some thumbs up. It helps us spot them a lot easier. You can also follow us on social media and hit that subscribe button down below for more videos like this one. In addition, you can also catch our videos on vessel.com/pocketnow, and follow me on Twitter, Jaime_Rivera, on Instagram at Jaime Rivera. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I am Jaime Rivera. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next week.